Hey guys and gals, welcome to April's 2014 video game pickups. This month was not a huge month as most of my stuff was actually seen from the Midwest Gaming Classic video that I made earlier last month. This weekend has been really jam-packed full of things. NES Complex was actually in town. He flew out to hang out with the Arcade Impossible crew. We were out filming for the next Arcade Impossible with him, as well as the old game Look Fors. Some really exciting stuff coming through, and I don't think you guys will be disappointed with the film that we ended up taking over the weekend. Hopefully that'll be out here for you guys in the next couple months whenever Greg gets around to, Greg and Chris, I should say, get around to completing that stuff. So we're just going to kind of jump into things because there's not a whole lot to go through, but at the same time there is, whatever that would really mean. But first I'm going to start with a big thank you to my friend John. This is a personal gem that I had been looking for, simply because it's one of the few Sonic games I do not have for my collection, which I do now. I saw this in his, and I was really kind of freaking out, asking him what he wanted for it, because it's one of the games I've been hunting for. I never see it in the wild, so it's just one of those things. He walked up to me one time, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you," and he handed me this bag with the game in it, and all I wanted to do was just hug the crap out of him for it, but he gave me Sonic 2 for the Master System. I do not personally own a Master System. I really have no intention to, but because this is one of the few Sonic games on the complete list of Sonic game lists that I do not have, it was one I was really looking for. So I'm very excited to have yet another rare game for the Sonic collection, and this will go into the case behind me. So, good stuff. Now, this next one is not really a game per se. It's actually a video game system that I once used to own that I traded in for the PS Vita because I was short on the last bit of cash that I wanted, that I needed for it. This is the Pearl White version of the PSP Go, and this a lot of people don't particularly care for because there was no physical media for it. I, on the other hand, actually found a lot of good uses for it because I travel a lot, and this system was really good because it was digital only. The small form factor fit in my pocket really well. I could carry it through me to the airport and onto the plane without it being bulky or anything as compared to the 3DS, the original PSP, or the PS Vita. So it's really great stuff. I originally bought it brand new from Walmart when they were clearancing them out for about $80, I think is what they were, and they came with like 5 free games. So the funny thing is just recently a lot of GameStops in my area got one for refurbished PSP Go. The one nearest to me had the only white version around, and there's about 5 or 6 different GameStops in my town. So I picked it up for about $40, fully refreshed. I cleaned it up a little bit, runs perfectly well, and I got my account back on it, and it's great. And I know it'll get a lot of use with all the traveling that I'll be doing here in the future. So, good stuff there. Load on some classic RPGs. I'm all set. Next thing, this is a little difficult to kind of get into, simply because this is a new goal I'm setting for myself. This is not a goal that I originally had planned to do, simply because just over the years, ever since I started getting these games that I wanted for this system, I've had to buy them in large lots, or I just find them for really cheap price, like $3 or $4 each, all under 10. I try to avoid spending more than that on these games unless it's one that I really, really want, and I know I'm not going to find it. There's quite a few of those, but these are mostly games that I had no intention of picking up just because of the cheap price. I can now say that as of this last weekend, I now have half of the official US released Dreamcast games. So pretty big goal there to reach. Still have a long way to go. It's taken me since 1999 to get this far, but some exciting stuff. So we're just gonna kind of jump into them because I do have a huge stack here. First one is Max Steel. I found this for about $5 at a game store. It's in rough shape. The case is all cracked, but the art still is in really good shape, and there's the disc is in good shape as well. I ended up picking up Namco Museum simply because, again, it was a cheap price. I was also feeling a little nostalgic for the old school Pac-Man and Galaga, which are included in this set. Sports titles, we have NBA 2K, Trickstyle, which is not a game I'm particularly fond of. A lot of people really like this game, so it's really good. I found it for $2 at a bookstore, surprisingly. Another wrestling game, ECW Hardcore Revolution, WWF Royal Rumble, For a lot of good things about this game, I'll probably give this one a try. Incoming. Can't go wrong with some classic Centipede. This one I found was kind of a really uncommon game, possibly more on the rare side. eBay has it going for anywhere between $15 to $30, which I was kind of surprised at. It's Arrow Wings 2, which I picked up for about $7. South Park, was it Chef's Love Shack? I'm not really a big South Park fan. Sorry, but I'm just not. Vigilante 8-second offense, which seems like a really cool game, kind of like Twisted Metal. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I'm not really a big Tony Hawk fan of the whole board game things, but whatever. Evil Dead Hail to the King. I ended up finding this one for about $14 at a game store near Chicago. I don't really see this one often, and I thought I'd better take the opportunity to snatch it up because I kind of wanted to see what it was like. Another odd one that's kind of uncommon that I haven't really seen anywhere else. It was like $5. Sega Bass Fishing 2. Not the first one, the second one, which I hardly ever seen. Even when it was released originally, I think back in 2000, it wasn't one that was really out there a whole lot. Matt found this game for me. Shadow Man. I'd actually been looking for this one for a while. This was on my obscure list of games to kind of find. Along with, he also grabbed Zombie Revenge. And I have the Japanese version of this one, but it's kind of nice to have it in English because I don't read Japanese and I don't have a Japanese system per se. So that's about 16 more games. As I said, there's a lot more I picked up this last weekend. We'll get to that next month. So, short video. Sorry guys, there's not much else I have going on here at this point in time. Again, work's been keeping me busy, and I'm still preparing for Anime Apocalypse. So lots of stuff going on for that. Trying to get the video game room together for those guys and get some stuff running, so that way we're prepared this summer and I don't have a whole lot of stress at the end of the year like I did last year. So that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next month.